I know from experience that when you go through hard things, it's so easy to just want to give up. It's so easy to just want to ignore the life you know you're meant to live, or do all the wrong things when you should be doing all the right things to get where you want to go in life. I know it all too well because I was her. When I was 13, I experienced something so tragic in my life. So my dad, he was in a coma for 3 months because of a car accident. And during that time, the love that I needed from him was absent. And the direction and guidance in my life that I needed from him was absent. In that same week, our house blew up in flames. There was nothing left that we had except the clothes on our back. And during that time, it was a time when I just really wanted to shut everything and everyone out. It was tragic. It was what caused me to have PTSD as a kid, where I blacked out, and a lot of my childhood life I don't even remember because I was so traumatized by what had happened. And because I was so traumatized, and because I had so many bad things that had happened to me at that time, I started to get involved with the wrong people. I started to drink and party and smoke and try to do all of these things that would just help me to forget about the tragedy in my life. But then one day, I went to church on October 14th, 2014. And you know how when they ask, is there anyone who needs prayer? And I knew that I needed prayer. I knew I needed it so bad because I knew God, I loved him, but I was living a sinful life, a life that honestly didn't even make me happy. And so I went up, and my grandparents who owned this church, they prayed for me. And in that moment, I heard God say, Tarina, stop. Stop everything that you're doing in your life that is holding you back from your purpose and from who I called you to be. And he said to me very clearly, but in a small whisper voice on the inside, he said, if you continue to go down the path that you're going, you will not reach the next level. You will not reach the highest purpose and plan that I have for your life. And in that moment, I made a decision in my heart that I was going to stop, that I was going to listen to God's voice. Because why? Because I knew I wanted more. I knew I wanted better. I knew that there were so many goals that I had. I mean, at this time, I dreamed of getting my master's degree, which I now have. I dreamed of having a beautiful, faithful husband, which I now have. I dreamed of buying and selling my first home, which I've already done. This is not to brag, but this is to let you know that, in that time I've dreamed of those things. But I heard that voice from God saying, if you don't stop the things that you know are holding you back from your purpose and start the things that you need to do to become who I'm calling you to be, if you don't do that, you won't get to your next level. You won't be all that I know you can be. And so in that moment, I made a hard decision and I said, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with the drinking and the smoking and hanging out with all the wrong people who didn't serve me, who didn't support my journey of greatness, but instead they pulled me down. And so I had to make some decisions that were difficult, but that changed the trajectory of my life. And I want the same thing for you. So I have 3 tools, 3 tactics that I did to become all that God has created me to be, right? The decisions you make today are going to affect your tomorrow. The decisions that you make in this moment are going to affect the trajectory of your life. And so I want to encourage you today to make those hard choices, okay? And these are the three main choices that you need to make to bring your life to the next level, to the highest level, right? Because that's what God wants for all of us. That's what you should want for yourself, to be your greatest, to reach all your goals, to maximize your potential. So number one, what did I do when I heard the call? I answered. I obeyed, right? So that's number one, obey the call. If you hear the small voice in you that's saying, stop doing this, or start doing this, or start living your life with purpose and meaning, and stay away from those people who are not serving you. That's number one. Obey the call. So I want to ask you, right? What are the voices in your head that you are ignoring and it is costing you your future? What are those voices that are saying, stop doing that? It's costing you your future. What are those voices that are saying, start doing that? Because if you don't, it will cost you your future, right? And if you need to pause this video and write them down, do it now, because I guarantee that by just saying this, there are things that immediately popped in your head. Oh, shoot, I should stop doing that. Or, oh, shoot, I should start doing that. Whatever those are, those things that immediately popped in your head, don't ignore them, but act on them, because action is what is going to propel you into your destiny, propel you into your future, and to have this great, amazing life that you hope for. Action, right? Taking action, immediate action. So number two, what did I do? Even though I've experienced so much tragedy and I lost my mind, what did I do to get back on track in my life? Even through everything I've been through, I started filling my mind with positivity. That's number two. Fill your mind with positivity, right? I started listening to T.D. Jakes online. He's a great minister who encourages and uplifts you and makes you understand the call on your life. I started just putting inside of me Joel Osteen, who's a great positive mindset speaker. Joyce Meyer. I've been reading this book actually now called Power Thoughts. And I would encourage you to go get it. Not making any money off of telling you this, but Joyce Meyer, Power Thoughts, changed my life. Amazing. So question number two, what positive resources can you listen to or read to improve your thinking? I just gave you one, Power Thoughts by Joyce Meyer. But what do you want to listen to? You know, maybe it could be an inspirational YouTube video. Maybe even this video is inspiring you. But whatever it is, daily, you need to take in positive knowledge and information that will inspire and encourage you to just go beyond your wildest dreams and just to be and develop that person inside of you. But you need to listen to it. You can't be around negativity. You need to be around positivity. You can't be hearing negativity all the time. You need to be hearing positivity. And that's the thing that I learned about positivity. We can't just hope that positivity is going to come around us when we're constantly thinking negative or when we're around negative people. No, we have to actually cast out those negative thoughts and replace them with positive thoughts. So it's not enough to just not think negative thoughts. It's not enough to do that. You actually have to get positivity, positive messages, positive quotes, positivity, and you just need to replace everything that was negative. You have to replace it. You can't just push out the negative, but you have to replace it with the positive, right? So this is the action that you need to take. Write down what positive resources that you can continue to listen to on a daily basis to make your life better. Write it down. Number 3, this was essential to becoming who I am today. This was essential for me to be able to achieve a high level degree, a great husband, buy and sell my first home, just have love and support all around me that pushes me up and not down. This was essential. I had to cut off anything and everything that hindered me from becoming all I was created to be. Not just some things. I had to cut off, this is number 3, cut off anyone and everything that is stopping you from being who you know that you're called to be. Now, this wasn't easy, right? Because I had lots of friends, lots of social people to speak to, but and at the time people thought, oh, she's acting funny, or she thinks she's too holy now, right, to hang out with me. That wasn't the case at all. The fact was that I knew that I had to protect myself. I had to protect my heart, mind, body, and soul, because if I got around those people, I might fall into the trap again of not living up to my fullest potential. So I wasn't thinking I was better than anyone, but I had to prevent myself from falling back into a vicious cycle of non-productivity and doing things that were not who I was called to be. So if there are people in your life who start drama, right? They call you and all they want to do is argue. All they want to do is gossip. They don't think about bettering themselves, going out there, getting their degree, getting a job, starting a business, making meaningful things for people, being meaningful, being helpful, being generous, right? If you're around people who are always saying negative, oh, I'm never going to make it. I'm never going to do this. I can't do that. I suck at this, right? You don't want to be surrounded by those people. Why? Because that fills your mind too. So cut it off. Write them down, right? This is your homework and your tool for number 3, right? Get a pen and paper. I want you to write down the people that only call you to drink or smoke, or only call you to Netflix and chill, but never call you to think bigger and higher and do more with their life. Write down those people who gossip and drama. I want you to write down everything you spend so much time on that cost you your future. Now, I want you to let them go. Let it all go. It's hard. It's not easy. Might have to change your number. But if you don't, it'll cost you your future. It'll cost you who you're meant to be. I'm not saying you can never ever speak to those people or engage in those things again, but you got to severely limit it and distance yourself from things that are not helping you or serving you and helping you to become who you're meant to be. Okay? And now I want you to replace those actions, right? Replace those people. Replace the people who are negative with good, positive, happy people. Replace those things in your life that are hindering you, like, binge watching Netflix or binge watching YouTube or scrolling on social media for hours and hours a day. Replace those actions with whatever it is you dream of doing and accomplishing and being. Replace them. There was a time when, I was transitioning, cutting off the wrong people, doing all these things I said, filling your mind with positivity, cutting off all the negativity and all the wrong people. And there was a time when I was very lonely. What the world, I would say what the world would say is lonely, right? I didn't really have much friends, until I started replacing them, but I didn't really have much people in my life and certain family members, because let's be honest, certain family members may be on that cutoff list if they're not serving you. That's just the reality of the situation. Right? So I wasn't technically lonely because I had positive people on YouTube or something speaking life into me. So it wasn't lonely because I had these positive, encouraging people, inspirational people. Even though we maybe weren't having a conversation, they were speaking. I allowed them to speak life into me, to reawaken and unite and ignite power in me. Horrible things. I understand that what we go through can drive us insane and make us want to give up and make us not want to care what we do or how we do it. And I understand that, but I want to encourage you today. God has an amazing plan for your life. I want you to do these 3 things. Obey the voice in your mind that's telling you right from wrong. Fill your mind. Let me say this, not just flood your mind with positive messages and positive thoughts. Number 3, cut off anyone and everything that hinders you from becoming your best self. That's what I'm going to do in this channel. I mean, we're going to go so deep into what I've learned that's got me where I am today, and that's even God's taking me even further than I could ever think or imagine. And it's because I've changed the way that my perspective, right? I changed the way that I lived. I changed who I'm around. And I changed what I listen to. And you know, a lot of times I'm not even listening to entertainment online anymore. I'm listening to knowledge and inspiration and motivation, because entertainment isn't going to help me reach my fullest potential. And that's just true. Entertainment is sometimes a hindrance to who we're meant to be. So I'll be back. You know, if you have any questions or you want to talk to me, I will put my email below. And I just want to encourage you, have a wonderful, blessed, holy day, and do these actions. And I know you're on your way to your highest and greatest successful potential that you probably never even thought or imagined. So thank you and have a great day.